Question. Armin's gas tank can hold 14 gallons of gas when full. If his tank is 3/4 full, how many gallons of gas are in the tank? And we want to use fraction operations to solve this problem. So first, let's visualize his full tank of gas. Okay, so we know that when it's full, it can hold 14 gallons. So let's say this rectangle represents his entire gas tank. And when it's full, it could possibly hold 14 gallons. But the tank is only 3/4 of the way full. So that means if I were to break his full gas tank or his whole gas tank up into 4 equal parts, 3 out of 4 of those are full. So let's do that. Let's break it into 4 equal parts. So first I'm going to split it in half. That will give me 2 equal parts. Then I'm going to split each half in half to get 4 equal parts. So I've taken the 14-gallon tank and split it up into 4 equal pieces. So each piece represents 1/4 of the 14 gallons. So each of these 4 smaller sections represents 1/4 of 14. So I basically have 4 copies here of 1/4. Well, let's figure out what each copy represents. So I need to know what 1/4 of 14 is. So essentially, I just need to figure out what do I get when I do 14 divided by 4. So 4 is not going to go in evenly, so we know we're going to have a fraction. So let's do 14 divided by 4. 4 goes into 14 3 times evenly, and that is 12, and there's going to be a remainder of 2. So 14 divided by 4 is 3 2/4, which is the same as 3 1/2. Now, that's not my final answer. 3 1/2 just represents one of these 4 pieces. So each of those 4 equal parts, each one represents 3 1/2 gallons. Okay, so each of those 4 pieces represents 3 1/2 gallons of gas. Now, his tank is 3/4 full, so I need 3 copies of 1/4 of that tank. So I need to know if I put 3 of those sections together, how much gas would that hold? So I basically need to multiply 3 times 3 1/2 because I need to figure out how much is 3 copies of 3 1/2. Which means I'm multiplying 3 times 3 1/2. So the whole number 3 is going to be written as 3/1, and then I'm also going to write 3 1/2 as the improper fraction 7/2. So I turned the mixed number 3 1/2 into 7/2. So I have 3/1 times 7/2. When I multiply the numerators, I get 21, and when I multiply the denominators, I get 2. And then that represents the amount of gas. So instead of saying 21/2 gallons of gas, I'm going to turn it back into a mixed number so it's a little bit more contextualized in the situation because it makes more sense to say 10.5 gallons of gas. Another way to think about it is just to add those 3 sections together. So if I had 3 1/2 gallons plus 3 1/2 gallons plus 3 1/2 gallons, again, all 3 of those added together would equal 10.5 gallons.